Hey, yo, and welcome to VK Punk Wrestling, your new and soon to be recognized top source for all things wrestling and sports entertainment related. Please give this a video a thumbs up and show your support by hitting that subscribe button with a Hurricane Rana. Then nail the 619 to the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live because let's be honest, we are VK Punk and we are awesome! Uh, dang. All right. Before we get started, real quick though, guys, let me give a crazy shout out to our sponsor, Capgo Championship belts. Um, these folks make the most stunning wrestling title replicas you've ever seen. Seriously, they're so shiny they could dazzle all of your rivals. And it's not just wrestling; they got UFC belts, boxing belts, and more. If you don't see what you're after, it's not a problem. Talk to Abdul. Their creative mastermind will collab with you to whip up something totally unique, like the custom title we've got in the works for this channel is now in production. But that's not all. Capco's also got like shirts, vests, jackets, glove masks. I've snagged a whole bunch of their stuff myself, just peeking my older videos for the evidence, and of course, it's all on the set here. Swing by their site, www.capgointernational.com. You'll find their Facebook and their emails in the credits to this video. Let them know that Vin sent you. Anyway, I am your host, Vin C. Punk, and today's show, where we will be diving into some of the current events going on the main roster and in WWE and behind the scenes. I am, of course, joined by our channel's champion with the new predictions war only a couple weeks away at WrestleMania, where I will be taking my title back for the first time by swinging hot predictions at his head like a barbed wire baseball bat. Here is AK Havoc. What's up, man? How you doing? We got you on screen. Oh shit.
Prediction. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's coming up. We got to fill out the card yet. We got to make sure we got everything on go. Um all right. So now that I got everything set up, guys, everything's a little weird today because of how I have to do things with two different cameras running, one for the thing. So I have to do things just a little awkwardly. But now we're gonna get back on track with stuff. All right. So Havoc, how you been doing, champ?
living the dream, living the dream.
So we're gonna have a whole bunch of wrestling. I don't even think the whole card is filled out for WrestleMania yet. I don't think they have like a whole card, but we're gonna have to like start typing up all what we got and what we know so far because we're gonna have to do a predictions video in like a week or so.
I still have a feeling that the Raw before WrestleMania is, or actually the SmackDown before WrestleMania is when the primary card's fully filled.
I mean, they could make a like a video or like a match last minute on the night before it begins, but I mean, I'm hoping that most of it'll be completely full by at least that Monday so that we can get a predictions video out that week um before it just rolls up on us and stuff. Um dang. Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna have to throw in some bonus questions, like what do you think's gonna happen for Randy Orton? Of course, if we don't already know by that point. Um,
Yeah,
so I mean, it's coming on, man, and I'm coming for that title, dude.
you're just gonna swing and a miss, swing
Woo.
and a miss.
Damn, all my stuff's backwards. How do I do
That,
this?
that title's staying with Daddy.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. It's gonna be a big, long card with a lot of room for advantage. You know, come the end of the first night, somebody might win it all.
Nah, I doubt it. There's a lot of predictable matches that always happen at WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, we'll see. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run down some of the stories that have been going on. There's some big angles going on the main roster right now. we could talk about a couple other things if I happen to come across them, and if this video doesn't go too long, because almost certain that it will. First, we got a top tier story, and that is the real life beef between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. I mean, this has turned into a madhouse. Both have seemed to go off script. It seems that when they did the remote like promo the week before, like they were in the ring this last one, but the week before it was like remote, all done with videos and a side by side, kind of like what we're doing now. And Charlotte just kind of took over the whole thing and went off script, and and Tiffany just kind of sat there and ate it, and made it look a little weak. You know what I mean? So, but this week in the ring, they had a one on one, and Charlotte definitely, definitely went off script. And Tiffany did not just sit there and take it this time. She decided that, well, if you're going to go off script on me, I'm going off script on you. And she kind of hit Charlotte with a low blow. And if you didn't notice, she knew it was a low blow because she got down and rolled out of the ring right away. She was really worried that it might have been something to make Charlotte angry enough to physically attack her in the ring on live TV, so she got out of there. And Charlotte, okay, like desperate because she doesn't know what else to do at that point because Tiffany really got her, uh, decides to flail and just say, "Oh, well, your man's in my DMs," blah 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 blah. Um, I mean, not good at all. The whole. I mean, what's your opinion about this? What do you think?
Honestly, I look at it. I still think of the old wrestling where if you put something out to everyone to hear, it's fair game. And so Tiff going low on Charlotte, it was worth it because every time Charlotte gets on the mic, she talks over everyone. When she had her feud with Becky, when she had her feud with Nia, it was her way or no way. Like she is like the biggest spoiled brat in wrestling, and I'm glad that Tiff put her in her place.
Yeah, I mean,
And it got me though. Tiff even said that, like when she said that you're 0-3 in marriages and then wooed and rolled out, she said in an interview that that was like her defense mechanism because she knew A, Charlotte's going to come at her, and B, she's like, I'm going to finish it right there. So that way nothing else, because she could have probably went lower. So she pretty much went smart. She's like, she hit that low blow and she goes, I got you on this. I'm going to leave. So she looked like the bigger person.
right. I mean, it definitely was it definitely was kind of crazy. Charlotte just seems really petty and desperate. Like she was so struck that somebody kind of stood up to her and went off script with her and came back at her the same way that she just got flustered. She didn't know what to do. Hey, nobody's ever done this before, and you could see that she was
And it
just,
didn't help that the crowd booed her out of the building too.
oh great. I
Anytime
I thought
she
that was
opened her
amazing.
mouth, she got booed.
Yeah. I thought that was amazing.
I mean, they tried billing this as Charlotte Flair versus the young version of Charlotte Flair. So what did they expect?
Right. But I think Charlotte just came off as petty. Like you said, she was getting Dominic Mysterio heat from the crowd. They were literally booing her to where she
Worse.
couldn't talk. Man, yeah, it was a little rough. But Charlotte just seems petty. Like even like the stuff that she's throwing, it has no substance to it. She mocks Tiffany's squeaky voice. I have such a squeaky voice. Come on, man. That was stupid.
That was cringe. And it was cringy. When I heard that, I'm like, really? How old are we?
Right. And then of course, I can't remember, but I saw somewhere, and I don't know the quote exactly, and I don't know who to cite exactly. Hopefully, we won't get in trouble. But somebody said that her saying that Kaiser's in my DMs is like when a boxer flails his arm, doesn't know he's already knocked out. You know what I
I
mean?
think I think I heard something along those lines.
Yeah, I heard like two stations say it today. Um, but of course they were citing it from somebody else. So, but anyway, I just felt like it was a desperate attempt. Like Charlotte was just so struck, and I mean, for Charlotte to be the rookie, or not the rookie, but the veteran out there, and not be able to come back when somebody hits her with something that she's been hitting people with, like, oh my God, she said something about my real life, and she just kind of got shook and froze.
It did. I mean, with the crowd booing her and then Tiff saying what she said, like I think Charlotte like kind of got humbled there, where she's like, "Wow, I'm not really as loved and respected as I constantly say I am."
I mean, I think this chicken's come home to roost, dude, because I have been over Charlotte since like her and Sasha Banks feuding back and forth for like 3 years. Like I've been over
Oh,
Charlotte since then.
her with the whole Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, I don't like Sasha Banks either, so I mean, whatever. But I
Oh, the CEO.
right. So I mean, this whole thing is a little up in the air, but I definitely think it has revived the investment in this feud. I feel like this feud was just going downhill. There was really no interest in it. Charlotte got out of the way of both of those swantons from Tiffy. She never even hit Charlotte with either of those that one day. She just got all the security cards. She did it from like the top rope, and then she did it from like above the entrance on top of the LED board. And both times Charlotte got out of the way, and that is a classic Charlotte thing to do when she's going to take like a high risk maneuver. She just adverses herself as far as she can while still kind of being safe, and just lets the other person go. If those security people weren't there, was she gonna catch Tiffany? Because it doesn't seem like she would have.
No, she would have easily like just let her slightly fall on her so she can't get blamed, but she let Tiff take that whole entire drop.
So, but that's what I mean. I think that this chicken is coming home to roost for Charlotte. I think she's been getting too much credit in that she's been, overbooked and put over more than she is. She's just not that good. And I think the thing where, oh my God, where Tiffany said, you're only always going to be second to your dad. That probably hit kind of close to home. And even though Charlotte says she's heard that one a million times, it it's still gotta hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's true too. Because if you tell
I
me
think so.
Flair, I'm, I'm instantly going Rick. I'm never gonna say Charlotte.
Right. And of course, any
And you
wrestling
ask
historian would.
any wrestling fan, you give them the name Flair, they're wooing you, saying Rick, and giving you a Ric Flair line.
Right. I mean, I
They're not
agree.
going to say anything Charlotte.
No, and I've just never found her as good as they've made her out to be. And especially this gimmick and it's shit she get. It was like originally just she was Ric Flair. She had the robe, she had the woo, she had the chop, she had the figure eight. But I mean, it's all Ric Flair gimmick.
Music,
Yeah,
even
the
the music,
music
it's
too.
like
Yeah,
a techno beat version of Ric Flair's theme.
right. And I mean, it's been stale for a long, long, long time. And it's just like really stale now. And the thing is, she can't get out of that because that's kind of just her whole thing. She's the queen. She's Ric Flair's kid. She's, entitled. She's. Anyway, it's ridiculous. It's old. It's, either go someplace else and get a new gimmick somewhere else, or try like hell to change your gimmick here, even though I don't think that's going to work for you at this point.
No, I did see a video though earlier. Like you remember, I forgot what year it was, but it was when Johnny Nitro beat Austin Aries, and Austin Aries after the pin, he like got up, no sold everything, flipped off the crowd, flipped off Don Callis, and walked off
Oh yeah,
stage.
that was an impact.
Somebody posted it on Twitter, and I couldn't find it afterwards, where it said Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, And I'm going, I can see that happening. That match is going to be such a dumpster fire because I feel like she's gonna pull a Hulk Hogan and have it her way. She's gonna sandbag like she did Nia. I just feel like she's gonna sabotage it if she's not going over.
I I just think Charlotte should hang it up, man. She said something about being almost 40 on air the other day, and God, she looks like she's almost 50.
Well, that plastic surgery will do that to you. But can I just say that the wrong famous bloodline got pushed in female wrestling? Because Natalia, I'm sorry, she's more talented. Give her a better gimmick, and she could have been what Charlotte Flair is thinking she is.
I
Because
mean,
at least Natalia had talent.
yeah, no, Natalia's really good, and you can't take that from her. But she just was never gotten over. She never got over. You know, WWE gave her that weird ass fart gimmick for a while, and it just really buried her. And she never really came back. Not that she was really anywhere before that, but the fart
Unfortunately,
gimmicks,
I don't know why they gave Charlotte like such a massive push. She's not that good.
right? So also inside of that Tiffany Charlotte promo, a really weird and awkward exchange about Nepo baby, Nepo queen. What the F, dude?
Dude, I noticed that on Raw as well. Raw, they were using the word Nepo baby a lot. Like, I'm getting to that age where I need to start looking up a lot of these phrases. I have no idea what a Nepo baby is. I mean, is that like a condition? Is that something we can't bully somebody over? I mean, I thought we're still PG. What is a Nepo baby?
I'll be honest with you, I am just as lost as to what it means.
I know there's a
Nepotism.
Napa Valley.
Okay, Nepo baby is short for nepotism baby, refers to someone whose career is similar or related to the career path that their parents succeeded in, often implying they benefited from preferential treatment due to their family's connection. Sounds
And
spot
then
on to me.
explains why Cena called Cody a Nepo baby and why Tiff called Charlotte a Nepo baby. They're both like trying to compete for their dad, trying to outdo their dad's success.
Right. I mean, I think that sounds spot on. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily sure what it meant, but it was just weird for that to be such a brag on Charlotte. I'm the Nepo queen, blah blah blah. Like what, dude? Like what the hell? What that's why would you
Yeah,
say
that makes
that?
sense. No,
So
no sense. She was just grasping for straws. That's all it was. She wasn't
yeah.
getting bodied in that promo.
So I just think that this whole thing was all for Charlotte. I mean, nobody will really say that. Apparently, nobody's mad at, or they're both been got some heat backstage. But nobody got into an altercation backstage. It seems like management is mad at both of them. Um, but you know, of course, I feel like if Charlotte just did everything that everybody else does, don't don't bring the wrong stuff up. Of course, after this, Kaiser posted on Twitter. I don't know if you have Twitter or X yet.
I think I shared it to you too, though. Like I shared you the post where
The
it was
AK
the
Havoc one.
yeah. I think
Oh,
I sent it to you. I think I sent you a repost of it where it was like a clip of when Shawn Michaels was champ with the "Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart," and he tagged Charlotte. I went on Twitter to make sure, and it's like, yep, it's there. It was a legitimate post.
do you remember what that was from?
Uh, honestly, I was. It looked like it was Sunny, but it wasn't Sunny. I'm trying to think who he was talking to.
Nah, he was talking to Davy Boy Smith's wife.
Oh yeah, he did have that good feud with Davy Boy.
I mean, and this whole thing was just, you know, Tiffany battling back. she not taking the crap anymore. She decided that's it. Um, but like I said, I feel like the interest in this match had dipped, and that now that it seems so personal and so raw, it actually makes it one of the more interesting matches on the card. I don't know about.
And and people know how Charlotte likes to take over. Now people want to watch it because they're like, is Charlotte going to stick to the script or is she going to go into business for herself?
But she does like that Austin Aries no sell, like you were saying. I remember when that happened. I watched that live. I was really into Impact back then. TNA is starting to come around again, but that's something for another time. I think if she no sells like that, that Triple H won't put up with it and won't care who she is.
Sure hope. I mean, because I'm getting tired of Charlotte acting like she's supposed to be the spokesperson for women's wrestling in WWE when there's a buttload more female wrestlers in that locker room that can wrestle circles around her. Only reason she's getting pushed is because of her last name. That's it.
Well, and that's what I mean is that was possibly like a Vince McMahon doing. Vince McMahon knew that the Flair name was big. So, but I mean, think about when was the last time Charlotte wrestled or won a title or anything like that? You know what I
Or
mean?
had a good.
Probably not during the Triple H era. And I don't think
I,
Triple H will put up with it. Vince put up with her because he liked what she did, and um she had that name recognition. So let's make her get as many titles as her dad did. I don't think Triple H will make that happen.
I mean, we'll see. I hope not.
All right, so then the big question to all of this is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Who comes out of it, and is that how it's going to happen? I mean, who wins? Who actually wins?
See, I gotta wait and see until we see some more promos because anything can happen.
I think any more promos are going to be seriously scripted and be told to stay on. I mean, they might catch
They'll
some
be,
fines
they'll be
for
pre.
what just happened.
They'll probably just pre-tape them.
Yeah.
They can just edit them all out.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I think the smart thing to do is keep Tiffany in. I don't think giving Charlotte any title at any point in time is worth anything, but, you know, Tiffany is a young upcoming star. Charlotte looks sick, man. She looks like she lost 100 pounds, but she was only like 150 pounds when she left. And
Yeah, she was. Man.
she's got no bulk, no muscle. It's just like, what the hell happened to you?
Yeah, she looked sickly when she came down to the ring.
She looks like she should be a high fashion model. Like that's how skinny she looks. Like not
Yeah, I can see that. Like one of those old like '90s, early 2000 models where they looked super skinny.
right. Well, that was the way you had to look back then. People wouldn't take you. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Um, so dang, I just had something pop up in my head that I wanted to talk about, but now I can't remember it. Damn, what were we talking about? Nah. All right. So let's talk about this thing that has been happening lately involving all the main events. Or you know what? Actually, let's save that one for last. We'll go on to something else first. So Paul Heyman reveals CM Punk's favor, or I'm sorry, CM Punk reveals his favor to Heyman, and it's for Punk to, or I'm for Heyman to be in Punk's corner. Also probably meaning making the entrance with Punk as well. At WrestleMania in the three-way match against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and of course this will leave the Tribal Chief to walk down to the ring with no wise man and not have the wise man in his corner, how do we feel about this being the favor and what it actually means?
I just love that it's a double callback. It's a callback from last year when Cody Rhodes told Roman that when he loses the championship that Jimmy's going to leave, Jay's going to leave, Solo's going to leave. Then he goes, and when Paul leaves, you'll be a chief without, or yeah, you'll be a chief without a tribe. But then what? Over a decade ago, Paul Heyman was saying that regardless of how Punk feels, that he's going to walk him down the aisle when he finally main events WrestleMania. That's like two callbacks in one main segment. But at the
Right.
same time, I see that as being a major cog in how I think the main event's going to happen. I'll leave it there because we got predictions coming up. I don't want to give you any bright ideas. I'm not giving you the championship.
Oh, I already got mine. You don't have to give it to me because I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, this is all really interesting. How does this play on the mentality of Roman?
I think it messes with him though because he doesn't have his wise man.
Right. I think it completely makes him a mess. I think you were showing me something where it was like, when he doesn't have the Wiseman anymore, that means he's not anymore, or whatever, something like that. Um,
That that Cody line
right.
that he'll be a chief without a tribe.
Oh, I thought this was something that Roman had said. Uh, I could be wrong. I don't remember. I look at a lot of stuff, man. Um, but I think that this probably either snaps something in Roman. Maybe he makes that full return back to the, the full tribal chief, the real big jerky face that just dominates everything because everything else has been taken from him. So now he needs to have a title or he needs to do something because he doesn't have anything else. Either that or maybe he calls the bloodline back.
See, to me, it's like I see it either being he's going to be a complete shell of what he was because he's going to keep focusing on Paul Heyman being in Punk's corner, that he's going to be more of the third wheel. And not saying his wrestling's going to be bad, but he's going to play that part of he's focused on I miss my wise man, that he's not going to be Roman, and that's going to be an issue. Or how do we know that that's not going to be one of those where he comes into WrestleMania and he changes who the tribal chief really is? What if he becomes more sadistic because he's lost everyone in his family? Paul was the last person he lost, the last person that he said he loved. What if he becomes like a more sadistic chief? Like he's going to come out and beat the hell out of both Punk and Rome or Seth.
I think it'll get
It ways.
I think it'll get over just as much as it did the first time. I think that extremely dominant heel Roman is what people wanted, and I just think it was a character that took over. If you get like this reinvigorated tribal chief, head of the table kind of guy, like I'm the head of the table and all of you don't mean nothing. I think
No, I'm talking about the beginning parts of Roman's tribal chief, where he would choke out, like when he choked out Jimmy in front of Jay to get Jay to turn.
yeah,
So, like I'm talking about that level Roman Reigns, where he just doesn't care. He will hurt everyone to get his way. Like that's like something worse than that. Like the tribal Don.
I mean, eh, I mean it could happen, but this whole thing is just it's a little crazy when you think about it. Like, so if the wise man walks out with CM Punk, does Roman Reigns bring anybody? Does he try to get one of the Usos or both of the Usos? Does he try to get Sami Zayn? Uh, you know, does or does he just come down to the ring alone?
Or is there a debut?
Oh, there could be. Hikuleo's in the works. I heard what's his name? The other Fatu guy's not doing very good.
I heard Zilla saying that he's on his way, but everyone can say they're on their way. Hey, I'm on my way to WWE.
No, I don't think WWE wants Zilla from what I've heard, but there's another one of the Fatu boys in there with Hikaleo. He just got laid up with like some kind of leg injury, but they were actually trying to push him, but then they said, "Oh, we don't think he's gonna make it." But they got Hikaleo back there, and they're not doing anything with him. Do something with Hikaleo. He's amazing.
So I can see like him bringing somebody because, or somebody coming out to help Roman.
I mean, that'd be pretty brutal.
Because there was that talk that apparently, like, I mean, you probably remember it last year. They were talking about how it was supposed to be Rock versus Roman, and it's supposed to like be Rock's bloodline versus Roman's bloodline.
Right.
So who knows if that's not going to be the end game where we're going to start building onto that. Someone might debut to help Roman out while Roman's getting attacked by someone. I think Paul leaving leaves Roman vulnerable that anything can happen.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I see it. So Paul Heyman's gonna. I mean, we'll find out more tonight on Raw. Apparently, Paul Heyman's gonna come out and dress the crowd, or something. What, him or Punk? I think Heyman. Um, but
Yeah, Heyman's supposed to be there, Punk's there, and Seth's also there. So they're all three are going to be there at one point.
okay. Well, so Heyman comes down with Punk, is in Punk's corner. Does he cheat to help Punk win? Like, does he try to like trip up Seth or Roman? Does he, you know, I don't know. I don't think there's no rope breaks in a triple threat, is there?
There used to be, but I think Michael Cole said it once that a triple threat means that there's no disqualifications.
Right. So I mean, does he, does CM Punk get put in a submission move and Paul Heyman hands him a Singapore cane or something like that? Is he gonna actually get involved in the match to the advantage of CM Punk?
I think at the least we'll have moments where I think like Roman will put Punk in like a submission move and Punk's going to, scream the help. And obviously it's Roman Reigns where Paul's going to say, I can't do it. I think it'll be one of those. I think that's the only time we'll see Punk asking for help is when Roman's got the best of him. I think it'll be Seth that saves Punk more than Paul does.
Right. So then let's ask that question a different way. Do you think Paul Heyman, even though he's out there with Punk, he's out there in Punk's corner, do you think that he gets involved to help Roman?
All I'm just going to say is Paul Heyman, I think, is going to be a major cog in the winner of that
Yeah.
match. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, I'll go with that because I mean, that's probably very accurate. So, but all in all, I think that this has been a way to renew that. Would you say like a Paul Heyman on a pole match? The winner gets Paul Heyman, custody of Paul Heyman.
Put him in a shark cage and make it just like the Ray versus Eddie match for the custody of Dom, the custody of Paul Heyman.
uh, all right, man. That's funny stuff. So, okay, let's talk about what do we got next? Oh, so Randy Orton. Randy Orton at Mania. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens had a match planned, had a match set. All of a sudden, KO comes out last week on SmackDown, and he's got an injury. He's got to take a break. He's got to get some surgery. It's the first time that anybody hears about it. Is this injury a work?
See, he said like somewhere in an interview, I read somewhere that apparently doctors told him in November or December that his neck's fine before he got outside help. So is this another case of old WWE practice where it's we need you for this match, so wrestle hurt? because I'm starting to think that it's serious because I saw a video earlier too when Randy was coming in and KO was coming out of the ring. Someone zoomed in on Randy's face and you can literally see him mouth the words, get better quick. Like you can tell like it was somber, like he looked serious. So unless Randy and KO are Oscar award winning actors, I'm starting to feel like this is legit.
All right. I mean, but it was just so out of nowhere. Like we went into that SmackDown thinking that there was going to be a match between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and then boom, Kevin Owens is injured. I just thought it was very sudden, very out of nowhere. It's not like after his last match, and then he says that thing he thinks he's been wrestling with the injury for 4 months. So the match he had in January at the Rumble, right? Cody Rhodes, the ladder match.
Yep. Yep.
Apparently, he says that's the match that hurt him. But it.
See, I heard it was a match that wasn't the ladder match. It was one of the Raw matches.
Oh well, I just heard him say the match in January, so I figured it was Royal Rumble. But I guess the
One
Royal
of the
Rumble was actually on February 1st this year.
Yeah, I think it was just a regular. They said it was a regular non-ladder match that he got that first feeling that like something was wrong with his neck.
Well, I mean that's
But look at what happened with Edge. I mean, Edge was the heavyweight champ, and then he just came out on Raw and just said, "Hey guys, my neck's truly messed up, so I'm relinquishing the belt, and retiring." So I
right,
mean, the suddenness, like I can see it happening because I mean, these guys go through complete hell with their bodies. That how do we know that KO wasn't just popping a couple Percocets or Vicodins here and there just to numb out to make sure that people like you and me were entertained instead of taking care of himself?
right. So
I watch these guys do that.
what this leads to is Randy Orton having no Mania plans, no match for Mania, and of course, after General Manager Nick Aldis says this to him, he gets all quiet for a second and then delivers the RKO out of nowhere. Uh,
But he did make sure he prepaid for it.
yeah, he did, paying off something from like August of 2023, man. Gosh.
He paid double his fine because he said that's for next time. So he prepaid.
Yeah. So I think Randy versus Nick Aldis because of the RKOs is probably gonna be a good match, and it'll be nice to see Aldis get a match inside the WWE, especially at the Show of Shows. Um, However, I think it's a little unrealistic. I think that this thing with Malachi Black is brewing, and they don't know what to do with him. They're also talking about ways to bring Rusev back because it's been officially announced that he has re-signed with the company. Um, so I think this has a lot of ways to go. Malachi Black, of course, has history with him, but Rusev would be a good match.
I mean, I can see either of the two, and that would be Aldis's way of saying you wanted to RKO me. Here's your opponent, and either or whoever he ends up choosing, they both have that menacing look to them that Randy can easily sell the oh I messed up, and they can have a banger of a match regardless of who wins.
Right. So what is it that you think though? At least as of this moment, do you think Randy's gonna have a match? Do you think he's not gonna have a match? Do you think it's gonna be Nick Aldis, Aleister Black, Rusev? I mean,
I saw a picture that said Randy's going to be like John Cena was in that WrestleMania a few years back where he sat in the crowd
oh
because
yeah,
he
I'm
didn't
just a
have it.
fan. I'm just a fan.
I feel like they're going to have Randy do something like that. And then Aldis is going to say, like, how do we know Randy's not going to be backstage attacking people in the back? That Aldis says, fine, here's your match. And that's where we get a returning Black or a returning Rusev.
That'd be cool, man.
That's what I can see happening at this moment until they announce something different.
I'm actually really hoping it's Aldis. I don't think it'll be Aldis. I also think that, like I told you earlier, I think Aldis versus Adam Pierce would be a fun match for Mania. Give both those guys a WrestleMania match, and I mean they were both at the top of the divisions that they were in before they came to WWE. Nick Aldis held the 10 pounds of gold in NWA, I think, for a hell of a long time, at least 2 or 3 years. I think he gave it up to somebody for like 2 weeks at one point. I can't remember who it was exactly. It might have been Kenny Omega or something. When he was doing his belt collector bit. Um,
Didn't he lose it to Cody when AEW was starting up?
Maybe it was Cody. Maybe that's it. I don't
I
remember.
I think I heard I think it was like a Chris Van Vliet interview with one of the two where they talked about it, and I swear they said it was the NWA title at like the very first All In.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was it. It was at the first All In because nobody AEW wasn't even around though at that point. That's why. Because I don't think AEW and NWA cross paths. Like I don't think they intermingle any.
Oh no, it was just known as All In. I remember that pay per view because back then I lived only a couple, like not even an hour away from where they had that. Me living up here, it's always going to be known as the Rosemont Horizon. So
It
I don't even know what they call it anymore.
the original All In is actually technically a Ring of Honor property, which now that AEW owns Ring of Honor, it's is their property. But um, so I mean, hopefully some story plays out. Randy gets something good, even if it's a surprise last minute. I'll be ready for it. But let's get on to the thing that I've been really wanting to talk about, and I hope we can get some good dialogue out of it because it's been happening a lot lately, and I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I think it telegraphs the payoff to the big event or to the big match, and it seems like it's a weird way to build. Um, this past Monday on Raw, Cody Rhodes and John Cena had their amazing promo. John Cena goes to walk out of the ring. He comes back. He fakes like he's going to go out of the ring again, and then he tries to swipe Cody with a clothesline. Cody ducks and immediately puts him into the crossroads position, holds him there for like 3 seconds, and then nails a crossroads. This, of course, puts Cena out. But Cody Rhodes can't even finish a match with just one crossroads. I think it kind of made Cena look weak, and I don't know, it was just stupid. But then Friday, the same exact thing happened with Roman and CM Punk. Roman just got a little bit distracted by Paul Heyman, and CM Punk was able to successfully put him up for a GTS. Both cases, both instances, there was no physicality happening. There was no match happening. Neither one of them had exerted themselves in any manner up to the point where they got put in it. I don't see how they were not able to wiggle out and keep this building because now you've just paid it off. I mean, if Cody Rhodes has John Cena in a crossroads and he wiggles out and he gets away, you build to that. You pay that off at the big match. So Cody Rhodes finally hits the crossroads after he's been trying to for 2 weeks, but John Cena keeps managing to get away. So now he hits it. Oh, is he going to win with it, or is John Cena going to kick out of it even though Cody's finally landed it? I think that is the way to build it, and this is just too much. And then of course the same thing with Roman.
Like honestly, like I feel that if Cody was going to hit the crossroads, he shouldn't have held it and interacted with the crowd. It should have been a quick crossroads or duck Cena and then jump and do the Cody cutter. If you want to hit your finisher to send the crowd home happy that bad boy Cena got put in his place, do that. Same thing with the Punk thing. If you're going to put your finisher, do a quick pickup and hit the GTS quick. The holding it for the crowd reaction, like you said, without the physicality originally, it just sells as the other guy is being weak. Like you're fully full of breath, you're in great shape. This dude just picked you up like this and is resting you on your shoulders and You're just laying there going, this is okay.
I'm not going to do anything to try to get out of it, even though I'm not hurt or I'm not injured or I'm not unconscious.
Wiggle your feet at least to where it's like I'm trying to get out, but he's got a hold on me. They just laid there.
Something.
Like same with Cena. Cena's just like up there, just with his arms dangling, like, yep, I'm fine.
Right. So I think in a way that this also telegraphs the match, because I feel like if you were wanting Cody to win, you wouldn't allow him to hit the crossroads here in order to build to it at WrestleMania, like I was just saying. But I feel like they have been trying to throw curveballs at us as far as Cody with WrestleMania, because they're booking John Cena for the shows after thing. But they've been talking about the people that are going to be coming after Cody when John Cena's done with him. Who was it exactly? Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, maybe. Yeah.
Punk also said it too. Punk also brought up that he's coming for him.
Right. So I think that was just meant as a swerve, like, oh, they're trying to tell us that Cody is going to be keeping the title after WrestleMania and John Cena, but I think that he's not. That's just what they're doing to make you think that that's what they're doing.
I feel like they're going to give Cena that. I mean, every person I listen to wrestling wise thinks the same thing, that Cena's getting this belt mainly as like WWE's way of saying you're our Ric Flair, you're our Hulk Hogan type of thing, where it's you're the flashy face of the company. So they're giving him so he can have uh, that title to claim that he's had the most championships in WWE history.
Right. So I just feel like um it telegraphs it anyway. So no matter how much you try to swerve us, you still got Cena booked for all these shows. He's still got something booked with somebody else. I can't remember what. Um, I think it's whoever the next challenger for the title is going to be. I think they have something booked together, like on a certain day, and it's really weird because it falls after WrestleMania and what have you. And Cody's not booked for it. I allegedly, because I don't know if I heard that correctly or even understood it correctly when I heard about it. So in this, it makes Roman look weak. It makes Cena look weak, but it makes you think that in the end, they're gonna look strong and go over at their respective matches. Of course, we've already talked about what we think is gonna happen in Roman's match, uh, and what we think is gonna happen in Cena's match. I guess because I don't think there's any way Cena's losing.
If Cena loses, that heel turn was for nothing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The thing is, what is so? Ever since he aligned with The Rock, he has not made one mention of The Rock.
Yeah, Cody brought up The Rock last Monday. It was Cody, not Cena, that brought up The Rock, which is weird. Why isn't Cena brought up The Rock once yet?
I don't know, but I think that's going to play into something later on too. Um, man. All right. Well, what I'm going to do here is, I mean, you got anything else that you would like to talk about? How do you feel about these guys putting their finishers? Yay or nay? Yay or boo? Oh, you want to do a yay or boo? You probably won't
I'll
be able to
boo
hear
that one. I won't hear it until I watch it back. But yeah, I'll definitely boo the way these finishers are going, because it's like it does make them look weak, but it could also be the old Vince McMahon way, where it's make the guy who's going to win WrestleMania look weak to end every show. So that way he
on
wins
the
every
way there. Yeah, yeah. Because whoever stands tall on the match, or on the show before the pay per view is going to be the one who ends up losing. You know, it's all stupid Vince McMahon politics.
I saw one where Jay and Gunther were fighting. It was like a reaction video, and like when Jay picked up the championship before he threw it at Gunther, when he picked it up, the guy that was reacting to it like literally screamed, "Boy, put that belt down! You know you ain't gonna win if you lift that up." I'm going, yeah, good point. The second Jay does this, it's like, yep, you just cursed yourself. It's the WrestleMania curse. Don't look big before the show.
I think if Jay wins that title, it'll be the biggest pop of the whole weekend. I don't care what nobody says. If Roman reigns, if Roman wins, if Seth wins, if um Punk wins, everybody's just gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, that's understandable. Either one of these guys can win, and the same thing with Io, Bianca, and Rhea. I mean, Tiffany and Charlotte. I mean, that's gonna be a riot one way or another, either way. But when Jay wins that belt and everybody is just so shocked and said, "Holy, he won!" I think it's just gonna be the biggest pop of the whole freaking weekend.
I think it'll be a mistake, but that's me. I'm not sold on Jay. I think Gunther is the better champion. If they're going to have him lose to someone at least more worth something. I'd rather him lose to Braun Breaker than lose to Jay.
Well, I mean,
But Triple H cares what the fans think, so I can see Jay winning it, and that would be one of the biggest pops.
I don't think he'll be a sustained champion. He'll be some kind of transitional champion. It'll go right from him to somebody else in like a month. He'll get a nice little push with it to see if he can
By
handle.
Backlash.
Yeah, just to see if he can handle it, and then they'll give it to somebody else. And if they feel like it's something Jay could accomplish, they will give him another chance to do it later.
I think what they'll do is like it'll be one of those like they'll give him a couple matches on Raw and see how he goes from there. Like, can he carry himself? If they do, then they'll gamble on it on at Backlash.
All right. All right, man. So that's about all I got for today. We should do this more often.
For sure.
All right. I unfortunately have to go get some dinner. I'm starving. And of course I got to get ready for Raw that starts in 1 hour. Take notes.
58 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that'll give me enough time to run up to Publix and get a chicken or something.
Oh God, I miss Publix.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, Vince Punk, and
Your boy, your champion, AK Havoc.
we hope that everybody out there is having a great day and that all of you are getting everything that you deserve. We're really grateful that you guys have rode out this with us and hung out and had a good time and whatever we're doing. Wrestling is a fun place. I'm glad it's something that can bring us all together and give us all something to share and take us all away from the reality, because sometimes reality is a little hard. But just keep trucking through. Everything's going to be all right. Better days are coming. There's always sunshine at the end of that tunnel. All those good things. They're all true, man. All right, so thanks for hanging out with us again. Catch us tomorrow for our Raw review, yay or boo. Because we the ones, VK Punk Wrestling. We the ones for wrestling content.